Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome to Freedom Homestead. I'm Jack.
I'm Tangy.
Good to have you with us. I think the light's really, the hat's really blocking the light, but that's okay. There we are. Let me mute this. We're gonna pull up the chat here on our laptop so we can see when people join us. Say hi, let us know where you're from.
Georgia.
Who?
Me. I just woke up from a nap,
She did. She literally just woke up less than 5 minutes ago.
so I'm not really with it.
I was putting everything together and
And I was snoring.
we had supper and we got tired and she laid down
Jennifer.
and she was out. Oh yeah, we got something cool in the mail today.
Look what came today.
A little show and tell. Tell them what that is.
Okay, so Jennifer from Serenity Hill Farmstead.
Yes. Which is one of our moderators.
I
You can
had-
see her on the chat list.
I had posted on one of our videos my greenhouse that's out here on the back deck. I showed there's like a big tear in it, and I was like, yeah, I think it's time to replace the cover on this thing. Well, she messaged me and she was like, I actually have one of those. Someone gave me one. I don't need it, and you're welcome to it if you want it. And so she sent it, and it just got
That's
here
awesome.
today.
We got it this afternoon.
Thank you so much. Very, very excited.
We really appreciate that. That will definitely help a lot.
Hey, fun cooking channel.
Hey, got another show and tell for you here in just a moment. But who all we got with us?
We've got Mandy. We've got, of course, Jennifer, Serenity Hill Farmstead. We've got Ed from the Fun Cooking Channel. Hey, Tammy.
The Fun Cooking Channel.
There's Grandpa's Urban Homestead. Hey, it's the farm on Route 66. Hello, hello. We have City Child Christina, Valerie from Texas. We have Rebecca, and we have Pam and
Hello from
Sheila,
Tennessee.
Southern Illinois.
Illinois. Not Illinois.
Illinois.
Cast Iron Mama.
How you
Yeah.
doing, Pam?
Yeah. Indiana.
There's Hawkins Hills, and there's Little Acres Homestead. We have a little something to share from them today.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
So
Hi, Katie.
So we got that from for the new cover for the greenhouse.
Yes, it was funny because we had some visitors today, and while they were here, the mail truck pulled up with a whole lot of goodies.
Yeah.
And this being one of them.
Yeah.
And we also got our daughter's diploma in the mail. Listen, it's
becoming more and more official.
Yeah, well, she still has, we keep telling her she has a few more tests that she has to take before we can pronounce
It's funny
her
because
ready.
we got it and we opened up to make sure it was accurate and everything. And of course, our daughter sees her diploma and we're just like, this is the closest you're going to get to it if you don't finish your test.
Yeah.
But man, I'll a very grateful dad moment here. I'll share that almost every test she takes, she's getting in the high 90s.
Yeah.
So she's doing very, very well.
Rob said, gotta be quicker than that.
Yeah, gotta be quicker than that. You want your diploma? Ooh.
Yeah.
So what did they bring us?
Wait a minute. Mandy said, hubby have harvested a bear this morning, packed out 66 pounds of meat on his back. Freezer is getting full.
So cool.
That is amazing.
That's awesome.
That is very cool.
Now they're the ones up in Canada, right?
Yes, Mandy is.
Yeah, that is so cool to hear.
Yeah.
I want to go bear hunting so bad. I think that would just be the most awesome bear hunt. That's cool. Thanks for sharing that.
That was very cool.
Gotta be quicker than. Oh yeah,
Let's
I already
see.
read that one.
See, Sheila. I live
Sheila
in
from Effingham. I've got a good friend that lives there too.
Or he's from there.
Well, he's from there. He lives here now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Nice to know you raise good adults. We hope so.
We hope. Yeah.
Time will tell.
It's all in the Lord's hands.
Yes, it is.
We try to do our part.
Yes, we do.
What did our friends bring us? We're going to plant something new that we've never planted and raised before.
You guys, okay, first of all, before we reveal it, because you know I like to build it up.
You got to build it
Gotta
up.
build it up. So Little Acres Homestead that is in the chats, they live about, what, 45 minutes from us? And
Probably.
they're the ones that brought us all the pallets. Okay?
Yes. That allowed us to build the pallet fence.
So
around the garden.
while Rob was here dropping off the pallets, I said something about that I really wanted to grow something, but I could not find the seeds anywhere. And he said, we just bought a bunch. You're welcome to some. Really?
Yep.
Okay. So they had to come, were in the area, and he said, we'll bring it.
Yeah.
So Rob and Keisha from Little Acres Homestead showed up today with a big old box of seed potatoes. And this might not seem like a big deal for some people, but I have never grown potatoes, and I really, really wanted to try it this year. And now I get to, thanks to them. So
Isn't it cool how
really happy.
Isn't it cool how the little things get some people very excited?
Yeah, I'm really, really pumped.
Yeah.
So I am going to try to grow them a couple of different ways. Number one, I'm going to try to grow them in containers. I want to try to grow them in a bucket or something.
Okay.
And I also want to try the Ruth Stout method, which is in straw. So I'm going to try both different ways, and I am super pumped.
Cool.
Yes. Thank you, Miracle Farm. That was a labor of love from Jack.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it turned out really well, and it was a neat project to work on. Yep.
Yeah.
Getting a million messages.
So yeah, I've not ever grown potatoes. Really, really looking forward to it. And if it works out, one of the things that I want to can some, and I want to dehydrate some in slices, and I would like to try to make my own instant potato flakes. I think that would be awesome.
People are saying those are the easiest things to grow, and I thought radishes were. I mean, radishes are super easy, but if potatoes are easier than that, then we got no problem. But
yeah, so North Star Prepstetter has a video on how to make instant mashed potatoes, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you've never made it and you don't know how it's made, it's probably made a little bit differently than what you might think. So definitely check out North Star Prepstetter's channel and look at her instant mashed potato recipe, or how to DIY.
Pam bought a 50-gallon bucket and just planted sweet potatoes in it.
Oh, I love sweet potatoes. I would like to grow sweet potatoes too, but just a little bit.
Does anyone have any tips?
Pill bugs, pill bugs, roly-polies.
Like tips to control them? Is that what they're asking?
I'm sure. That's probably.
Any tips to
Let's
control?
see. We do containers, so we just go harvest a bucket when we want for dinner. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Although Little Acres Homestead does have a video on how to build a potato growing box. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, but I'm just excited to try it, and yeah. Let's see.
I don't know if anybody has any suggestions with Mandy's question about how to control certain bugs. You're more than welcome to chime in.
Oh, okay. She said she doesn't mind some. They're beneficial, but they are eating my bean transplants. I wonder if that's what's been eating my basil.
I want to show you something else we harvested today
basil.
from the garden.
Yes.
Since we're doing show and tell. Look at that.
What?
Why don't you look at that? Just look at that.
Would you look at that?
That's well, you tell them what it is. It's several different things.
It's it's Swiss chard
Swiss
and
chard.
spinach.
Yeah, and I love this. It's so pretty.
It is. I think
These
Swiss
leaves
chard
are
is
so
so pretty. I like, and the yellow ones are pretty too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we brought those in a little while ago. And I did do a video for those who are very brand new to gardening and maybe harvesting, because I know there were some
Yes.
things that I was like, how do you harvest?
Yeah, the way we grow this in our raised beds
Yeah.
and harvest it, it keeps
Hey,
producing
Seagull.
and we keep harvesting, and you call it the cut
And come again method.
cut and come again method. So when she was harvesting it, we went ahead and did a quick video on how she does that and the process, because you've gotten questions.
Yeah,
well, you
people
just said
have
that,
asked.
but
Yeah, people have asked, especially like with the lettuce. Like, what does that mean, and how do I do it?
yeah.
And so I just thought I would show.
So
just
it'd be
a quick
something
video.
a quick.
It's very
it'd be-
basic, yeah.
And we'll have that up here
Hey,
in the next
Archer
what,
Mist.
day or two, probably.
Yeah, probably. I do have a grocery haul that I need to put up, because guess what, you guys? Last week I put up a grocery haul for I spent $150 and said, this is for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we realize that's a mistake
6 days later, it's all gone.
because we have 2 teenagers.
Well, practically,
And-
they eat like grown-ups.
And when
Emily's
you-
practically an
yeah,
adult.
when you eat, well, we just realized
Hey, Tim.
it's not smart for us to buy 2 weeks worth of groceries, because when we go grocery shopping, everything's gone. We eat that stuff in a week. Well, not we, but others.
Hey, there's Homestead, Dad.
So, yay!
Yeah, we
Good to see you on here.
let's see, Rebecca said I might want to grow basil in a pot away from the garden. Just put it by your kitchen door. Okay. Well, I might try that. I did replant some in one of the raised beds. But I only have one. I planted 5 basil plants, and only one of them, I believe, is still viable. Sadness.
Yes.
Sadness.
So I will also say this. I guess if you looked at I don't know if you looked at our title or not. Some of you just know we go live on Monday nights. What'd you put?
I didn't know what you called it. Okay.
I just called it favorite things we like.
There's so many things.
But there's a lot of we have a lot of things we like. I don't know if you would consider which ones would be our favorites, but I guess to top it off.
Awesome, Archer Mist.
To top it off, though, one of our favorite things is the gardening season.
Yeah.
In general.
Well, I was going to say, I was talking to Emily, our daughter, and she was talking about a friend of hers and how they don't have a lot of drive. Like they don't really have anything that they're passionate about. Even though they've done many different things and they've experienced many different things, there's not anything that they have ever done that gives them drive. And I'm like, and this is exactly what I said. I said, they need to find something that brings them as much joy as gardening does for me. I mean, we talked about it before. There's just something about putting in hard work and then receiving the fruits of your labors.
Yeah. And it's definitely, this has grown into one of our favorite things, gardening. And you could go into gardening and what are some of our favorite things to plant and to grow and to eat. But the first 10 years of our marriage, gardening wasn't even in the picture.
Wasn't on the radar.
We didn't do it.
Nope. Never thought about it.
Yeah. So, but now
It's like,
it's one of our favorite things.
well, but it's more than a hobby. I mean, it's to us,
Passion.
it's more, it's like we see it as we do as our work. Like it's essential. We
see it as essential for us and our family, what we believe is very needful. But we enjoy it. We're passionate about it. We get excited about it, especially when we get to grow
Just a
new
little.
things like potatoes. And then besides gardening, I mean, just the chickens. We got the chicken coop. We got chickens ordered. I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard last week's live or watched us last week, but we have ordered our chickens.
Yes.
Now, I'll definitely say 10 years ago that wasn't on the radar. She
for you.
started wanting it 7 or 8 years ago for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, again, that's about the time we got our first garden.
uh-huh.
And yeah, and then it just become like, what is this self-sufficiency these people keep talking about? Oh, you're talking about like Little House on the Prairie? You're talking like growing your own food? I dig it.
Yeah, and I guess you could check back with us 2 or 3 years from now to see if
I'll be right back.
the chickens and stuff are still some of our favorite things.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Wow, Tim, I'm just going back and looking at the comments. Tim, you got a lot on your plate, so hope everything works out. Hope everything works out for you. One of our favorite things is to take an animal in need of rescue and give them a new life. Yeah, gardening and chickens are pretty awesome too. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks for that comment.
Everybody gonna see me in my
Yeah, Homestead Dad, we've got 36 eggs due to hatch next Sunday. That's exciting. We thought, well, it was mentioned. We didn't think about getting one, but it was mentioned. You know, did we want to get a incubator and try to hatch out some chicks and try to hatch out our own stuff? And I remember my dad doing that when I was little. He had one, and he hatched out quail and would take them out to my grandparents' farm, and we would release the quail each year. And then he hatched out some ducks, and he had some ducks that we released out on the pond and stuff. And I thought that was really cool. We really enjoyed that, but I don't think we're gonna do that. What else? Yeah, it'll work out, Tim. Gardening's like the gateway. Get you started with one thing. Good evening from Colorado. Hey. Oh. Did you give him one or two?
Two.
Okay.
All right. What I miss?
I'm just reading comments here.
Yes, Tim. You take care of yourself. You have somebody that's going to help you with all your animals. Let's see. All right, so I heard you talking about incubating.
Yeah, because some what was it? Who was it? Homestead Dad, I think, said he's got 36 eggs getting ready to hatch.
What? That is awesome.
Yeah, we decided to hatch eggs as TSC can't keep them in stock.
Tim called me mother.
Yeah, people go nuts when the chicks come in TSC. I mean, people gobble them up. They get them fast.
Yeah, it's incubating eggs. I mean, we're just starting to get chicken, so that's not on our list of things to learn to do yet.
No.
And of course, we're not even getting a rooster, which again, that might be
Yeah.
something we add later. We'll see. But yeah, because I do like the idea of being more sustainable. You know, like seed saving. So having a rooster and having fertilized eggs and incubating your own eggs is kind of like seed saving when you think about it.
Yeah. So currently, that's kind of the favorite things for us. Is we really are very passionate and excited about growing as much food as possible. And then getting these chickens and seeing how they're gonna grow and start producing eggs for us and stuff like that. And, you know, other people on here, some of their favorite things is maybe other livestock they have at their homestead. And maybe it's some of the other projects they have going. Arms Family Homestead, it's goats. Got really into that, and I think one of his favorite things is fishing. I mean, he loves to hunt and fish. And I think the last 9-10 weeks, what we've been going through as a nation,
Yeah.
or beyond, worldwide, I think it's important to kind of think about the favorite things that you enjoy, and if you can, just do those as much as possible, or pursue those, or plan for those. Occupy your time, occupy your yourself with those, so you don't just sit around.
Yeah. Jeff
You know.
said, did you see the pontoon boat that Arms family just built?
I didn't watch the video, but I did see a picture or something. But I
awesome.
saw like a homemade pontoon boat. So yeah, I mean, projects like that, projects that you never thought you would be able to undertake, like a pallet fence. I mean, that was a wonderful week spent working hard, but creating something for our homestead that now, as a family, we're going to be able to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, it will last us several years. And boy, it took my mind off things, and it was
Kept
a
you busy.
good stress relief too.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us need that right now.
Let's see. Tim said we are getting 30 Cornish Cross and 30 Freedom Rangers. I used my Trump money to buy electric netting and feed barrels.
Cool.
Perfect. Slow and steady wins the race. Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen some people, jumping in all at once, and some people have done really, really well at that.
Yeah.
And some people burn out and
Yeah.
fizzle really quickly. I would say if anybody's going slow and steady, it's us.
Yeah, because here lately, I've been willing to tackle a lot of projects. But normally with me working a full-time job outside the house, I don't want to get overwhelmed. That's very easy for me to do. So if we're trying to jump into homesteading and just do a whole bunch of things all at once with me doing all my other work, it stresses me out too much, and I have to just take it step at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, Homestead Dad said, I'm getting 60 Freedom Rangers in a week and then another 60 end of July. People want them and I can sell them. That was actually something that...
I like that name, Freedom Rangers.
but yeah, that was actually something that I had talked about with rabbits. That would be... Especially with, they're saying that there's a meat shortage and now butchers are getting... backed up in and with appointments, and it's like, rabbits, that's a sustainable meat source, something that you would butcher yourself, and there's a lot of people that I'm sure would be very happy to buy one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even on a small piece of property, that would be something that you could do for yourself and your family and neighbors and things like that.
Yeah. Noah's Ark. Only so many hours in a day.
Oh no, city girl! My goodness, drilled her leg, and has to let it heal. Let's see, like another YouTube channel of a couple due to have a baby with a heart condition in 2 weeks and buy 30 chicks all at the same time seems a bit much. Yeah, but to each their own.
Wow, the butchers here are booked out until 2021.
Wow.
And you can get overwhelmed very fast. That's true, Tim.
Caitlin said, have you ever direct sown tomato seeds? Did it work out? I have not direct sown tomato seeds. However, I do have some volunteer coming up in my herb garden. But I know a lot of, let's see, 1870s Homestead direct sowed them, but she did a winter sowing, where you plant it in the ground and then you put like I think she did a half a milk jug over top of it to keep the soil warm. I don't think she's done that this year though.
We're
That really did not answer
We're
your
in
question,
Tennessee, and we started container gardening. The Arms family have helped us out tremendously. Good for them. We also watch Keeping It Dutch. Man, sorry.
Thank you, Crystal.
We love your channel also. Great advice. Thank you. Well, thank you, Crystal.
Crystal, another great channel to look at for container gardening is Hollis and Nancy's Homestead. They have they have a lot of different videos on container gardening that are extremely helpful.
Yeah, and Daniel does a really good job
180
explaining
degrees.
that and helping people out.
Yeah. Yes, rabbit meat is delicious. But one thing that's important to note is that it is very lean. And, well, the reason why I'm bringing this up, we have a book called How to Stay Alive in the Woods, which I like to tell people that it's about how to stay alive in the woods.
Is that what it is about?
It's what it's about.
Huh.
And anyway, in the book, it talks about, foraging for
How to
meat.
stay alive in the woods.
Foraging for meat, and talked about rabbits, and said that whereas it's readily available, it is also, you can't live off of rabbit meat because it is so lean. There's no fat in there to
I think
sustain your life.
Ethan jumped on here and then he was called for dinner.
Let's see. Rabbit meat does taste like chicken, I think. It's very, very similar.
I will say this, we don't want to try to jump into a lot of things right now, because I know when I go back to work, which may be next week, when I go back to work full-time, I am going part-time right now, but when I go back full-time, I don't want to be overwhelmed again. But speaking of the rabbits, if we had to, if we, or not had to, but if we really, really wanted to, we could do the rabbit thing very quickly, because we already have the rabbit cages now.
We do.
So
yes.
we do have the cages.
We have 3 cages.
And we have...
And it came with the feeders,
waters, equipment that went with it. So,
all we need is the rabbits.
So we are set. We could easily get into that. It's just right now we're concentrating on getting the chicken coop and everything going. Get that going first.
Yeah.
One animal at a time.
One animal at a time. But yeah. And then on to the next one.
Yes, they did, Tim. That's what they're calling it. But it runs out at the end of this week, so I don't know if that will be extended or if we're going back.
Yeah.
I know I was up there 2 days this last week.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on it.
Okay. It's just us, you guys. Let's see. How long has he been out of work? I think it was the very 1st of April. Because they shut down our area, March 13th? And I want to say it seems like it was like a week or 2 weeks right after that they had to come home. I am 60 and was raised on farm Homestead. I was probably 29 before I would eat meat. Let's see. Noah's Ark. Yeah, I wouldn't tell them either. I will tell. Did we? I'm sure we did. We told y'all about when we went to a friend's house and they served tacos de lengua, and didn't tell their kids what it was. The kids knew. I mean, they had a cow butchered, and one of the things that they had gotten was the beef tongue. And so our friends were saving it. And so when we came to visit with them, the mom cooked the tongue but didn't tell the kids what it was. And y'all, it was divine. It was so delicious. And so the kids were like, oh man, this is so good. And so then they told them, that it was the tongue, and they were just like, but it's so good. So yeah, sometimes not telling your family what it is probably good.
Yeah.
We have a couple of times served deer to people and did not tell them it was deer. Like deer chili or whatever. And
barbecue.
Yeah, and then or maybe we would like kind of mention it later after they had already eaten.
Well, after they comment, that was really good. What was that?
Yeah.
Deer.
Or they wouldn't say what was it. They would just say dinner was really good.
That was really good.
Like,
and
really?
We're like, yeah, that's the deer I killed.
Yeah.
And they're like,
say what? Yeah.
And most of the time, everybody was, oh, cool.
Yeah. No, beef tongue is amazing.
I was very pleasantly surprised how good it was.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds disgusting.
It does sound disgusting.
It sounds so disgusting.
I mean, who wants to eat something that can taste you bad?
I was super surprised how good how tender it was.
It's delicious.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about that no more.
Okay. It's really good. But yeah, if you ever get the opportunity to try it, I would highly recommend it. Be open-minded because it really is. It tastes like roast, but it's very, very tender.
So
It's so good.
I gotta say this. Another one of our favorite things we're not able to do this year, and it breaks my heart. We're not able to go see our friends and hang out with them up north in Michigan.
Michigan, we were actually talking about not
With you, Homestead Dad, and
Yeah.
1870s, and
the Pratt family
and
and
the Noah's
Sutton's
Ark.
Days,
Weren't they there?
And yes, Noah's Ark was there.
I
we
mean,
had a lot. We had a lot of people there.
We had such a good fellowship at the Hootenanny.
Yeah.
And I know with all the craziness going on, and especially the craziness in different states, some are worse than others. But anyway, that's one of the things that got canceled because
Good
of
night, Rebecca.
everything. So we really, I mean, I understand. We completely understand.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we're also very disappointed that we're not going to be able to have that and hang out with all of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we were actually talking about that today, that we were really bummed about.
Yeah.
Not about the hootenanny. But again, like you said, we understand, and that's, that's what they needed to do. And
because again, this has become something that this journey that we're on with homesteading and gardening and trying to do more for yourself with what's available and what you can make available. We have over the years made such good friends. I mean, some of you are just like family to us, and so we were kind of bummed that some of the gatherings just aren't going to happen this summer.
Yeah. Tim asked if we were going to be coming to Virginia, and we are planning on coming to Virginia.
We do plan on it. I don't, well, again, when I get back to work, I really don't know if my leave is going to be granted, if it's not going to be approved. We've planned to go this year. We definitely plan to go this year, and hope it works out.
Yeah. Let's see. Somebody said.
Did we say hi to Hicks Homestead? They're saying hi to us.
Let's see. City Girl said that
It's
the
strong enough
numbers
to bend Homestead
are
is with us.
continuing to rise. Numbers are continuing to rise in our area only because 2 weeks ago they set up testing, like drive-through testing areas, and we got like a whole bunch of testing
They are
kits.
testing people like crazy.
Yeah, and so naturally,
and we actually,
numbers are gonna go
I
up.
just heard of another one of my friends that have tested positive that is not sick, doesn't feel sick, doesn't show any symptoms.
Well, then why are they tested?
Because they're going in for a procedure at the hospital, and before they had this procedure, they had to be tested.
And so even though they're not sick, they tested positive.
They tested positive. There's been a lot of false positives.
Yeah.
I mean, they tested a goat and it came back positive.
True.
They tested a pawpaw.
A pawpaw.
Or no, it was an avocado. No, it was a pawpaw. And it tested positive.
Yeah.
So they test a bat and it comes back negative. So
Yeah.
you just never know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, our numbers really haven't gone up much. I think there was a big spike because somewhere in the state there was a prison, and just almost everybody in the prison got infected.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for that, the numbers would have actually gone down.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy.
I went to town today. My daughter drove me all around town. She's still getting used to driving, and so we spent the day, went and had lunch together, and took her to one of her favorite places, and she bought her some clothing, and it was cool to see that they're driving around town. A lot of stores were opening. We saw a lot of businesses open.
Yeah.
And a lot of traffic.
Yeah,
and
today, I think, I don't know what phase we're in now in Kentucky. We're opening in phases, and so I think today is
Today
when
a lot open.
retail stores are open.
And I think by Wednesday or Thursday, a lot more are
I
planning
think
to
restaurants
open.
are supposed to be like dining.
Dine-in restaurants can open this week. Wednesday or Thursday.
I don't know.
With limited capacity, you know, but anyway,
Yeah.
and we
Phase 2.
we thankfully plan on having
Good night, Hicks.
services at church Sunday.
Yes. Our
so-
church is going to be having service.
Yeah,
So that's exciting.
yeah. So
So who knows? Maybe we'll go to church and then we can go get Mexican after.
and I mean, if people are going back to work and everybody's getting back out, there might be some spikes, and that's
Oh, yeah.
that's going to be expected.
Yep.
But it also means that people. We can't live in fear. That's my
No,
opinion.
yeah.
And we need to kind of get that immunity out there.
Yes, we do. I mean, I think that's just it. Is
Well, they call it herd immunity.
yeah.
You can't have it if everybody stays prisoners in their house for years.
Right. Yeah. You can't. You've got to get exposure and start building your immune system. It's here.
And it's your
been
individual
here,
choice.
and it's gonna stay.
If you're like, well, I'm not getting out yet, awesome. You've got the freedom to do that, and I don't
Yeah.
feel any less about you at all. If you don't feel comfortable, then I would recommend do what you need to do.
Yeah.
But if people are ready to get out and get back with things, then they need to too.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Little Acres Homestead said groups over 50 aren't until July here in Kentucky. Yeah.
Unless you're at Lowe's.
Unless you're at Lowe's.
Unless you're at Lowe's.
But yeah.
And it's like groups under 5,000.
Yeah. And that was because we were talking about that with our church, even though we have more than 50 that show up on a typical Sunday morning, we know that not all of our church members are going to show up just because of this. We have a lot of high risk, young families, elderly, and we know they're not going to be there, and that's fine.
Right. And we're gonna record the sermons and continue kind of getting those out to them so they can still listen to the sermons and hear the gospel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Mandy said construction didn't get shut down, grocery stores, etc. Only restaurants closed, but we're still open for the takeout only. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's been like here. Hey, Food Forest.
yeah.
Outside on Sunday.
Yeah. We're going inside, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going inside. We don't have what we need, I think, to be able to do it outside.
No, our parking lot and our property at our church isn't conducive to doing something like that. It would be very awkward gathering people in their cars or outside.
Yeah, Serenity Hill Farmstead said, we're high risk too, but if we're not comfortable, we stay in. No need for the world to shut down. Yeah, and I think that's the thing is we believe in people's choice to make that decision for them and their families. But like you said, the whole world doesn't need to shut down. Yeah. Everyone just needs to be wise and make the decision that is best for them and their families.
And that's why I also titled this, the favorite things we like, because that is what has really kept me preoccupied and focused while this craziness has been going on over the last couple of months. We've been at home, I've been at home, and we've been focusing on, okay, what do we love to do? What needs to be done to help with that, if that makes sense. So again, kind of all circles back to keeping us preoccupied with things we enjoy until we can get back to some sort of normal.
I think that, the normal that we knew is not the normal that we're going to have anymore. I think that's just something that we all need to
And
accept.
maybe, we've talked about this too. I really don't want to go back to what we thought was normal before. Because a lot of people's priorities were not where they should be. But I think a lot of people have kind of got hit with a dose of reality about the importance of family and faith. A lot of people that hadn't been able to go to church, they really realize how much they miss their church family and miss their spiritual walk with God, worshiping with their congregation and stuff like that, and then staying home with their kids and teaching them. And I think a lot of priorities have been reset. And so when we get back to normal, I don't want it to go back to normal. I want it to be a new normal with those priorities still, in the front and center of who we are.
Right. Let's see. Tim said, my whole problem with this was let the people be their own judge. And I agree. We're adults. We're
Yeah.
adults. We
Yeah.
can make that decision for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And this is not a debate on to wear a mask or not to wear a mask, but actually your cousin's girlfriend, who lives in Kentucky, went to a grocery store and she wore a mask, and she was verbally abused by another customer in the store about wearing a mask, which I think was absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah. 'Cause she didn't know anything about her, did she? They did.
They don't know anything about her. I mean, for all they knew, they didn't know if she was high risk or not. But basically, they were verbally abusing her, saying that she was the enemy of freedom. And I'm like, you're the enemy of freedom because you're the one accosting somebody over their choice to whether they want to wear a mask or not. It was the most absolutely.
Yeah.
It was just insane. People have absolutely lost their minds during this time. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. But thankfully, a store employee saw what was going on and went over and asked that man if he needed some help. And I think
Evidently he
kind of
needs some
steered
help.
them away. But yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah. I figured it'd be the other way. I've gone into a few stores this past few weeks, and I figured I would be yelled at for not wearing one.
Yeah.
People looking down on me, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
it is my choice too, and haven't been sick, and I'm not high risk,
Right.
and if I was scared, I would have stayed home.
Right. Cecilia said it's mandatory where she is to wear a mask in the grocery stores. It is mandatory in Kentucky as well.
Yep.
They're not going to arrest you or fine you if you don't wear one, but businesses are encouraged to not serve you.
It's the right of the business.
It's the right of the business, yeah.
The governor has no authority to make this stuff mandatory. That's
No.
beyond his constitutional right. So I'll just put that out there, Kentucky governor. You're wrong. And the federal courts have actually ruled that he's wrong.
Right.
But with that being said, he's still trying to make it mandatory and tell everybody they have to, all businesses have to. It's the businesses. If a business owner says, if you want to come and shop with us, you need to wear a mask. That's their right to refuse people that don't want to.
Yeah.
That's the right of the business owner.
I agree.
And it's the right of us whether we want to go to that business or not.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll leave that at
Yeah. Freedom.
freedom.
America.
Well, how much of our liberties and freedom are we willing to give up because
Right.
we are scared?
Because we're scared.
We're scared into it.
Yeah. So Mandy said, having spring salmon fillet from a 30-pound salmon caught in the ocean last week. Man, how awesome to live in Canada.
That would quickly become one of my favorite things.
Yes. Actually, my brother, I was messaging him earlier, and he said that he has discovered one of his new favorite things.
Was that Mandy again?
In Alaska, yeah. And in Canada. Alaska, hello.
Bear hunts and going salmon fishing.
Salmon. That's amazing.
We need a vacation to Canada. We just need to go visit them. We're going to invite ourselves up. I mean, that just sounds awesome to be able to.
Get ready, Mandy. Here we come.
Yeah.
No.
She may think, well, down here, deer and catfish sound pretty good.
But my brother was telling me that he said, I will never, ever grill with charcoal ever again. He now uses,
briquettes?
no, wood. I forgot what he called it, but it's wood, and he grills with it. Not biochar. What is it? Wood char?
That's why I said briquettes.
Briquettes or charcoal?
Well, yeah, like bricks of it.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's apple wood, but yeah, he said he's absolutely
Wood chips, maybe?
no.
Like a pellet?
He showed them
Like
to
a
me.
pellet
They
grill?
were no. He showed it to me. It was like hunks of wood. I don't know.
Okay. Well, a lot of times you can throw that into the charcoal. The charcoal's the base, and then you put the
Coal.
wood.
Yeah, lump coal. I
Lump
think that's
coal?
right. Yeah, Susan, I think you're right. Yeah, I remember him saying it was
So
something coal.
what makes it better?
He said just the flavor is incredible.
Really?
He said nothing else can touch it. And so he said, we will always smoke salmon. And he said, and I don't mind using propane if we're doing something like hot dogs. And he said, but everything else is going to get on this coal. Let's see, crabbing and prancing too. Prawning, okay, let's see. But you guys have white-tailed deer, which I don't have in my area. North of me, yes, but not here. Huh.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, let's see. Kelly said, puzzles, word searches, good books, crochet, gardens, walking the dog, open windows, ice, sweet tea, crickets in the evening.
We got distracted with our
homemade
little
ice cream, her favorite things. All of those sound awesome.
We got our little side freedom rant, but yeah. Thank you for getting us back on track with favorite things.
I love gardens. I love videos of gardens. I love pictures of gardens. I love books of gardens. And I also love harvest videos, pictures, seeing what people are bringing in. It just makes me so happy.
I woke up this morning and you weren't in the room. No. And I didn't hear you in here working at the computer, and I'm like, she's standing in the garden. So I go to the window and look, and you're standing in the garden. And I was just like, this is one of her favorite places. If you can't find her, then you haven't looked in the garden.
So how many of you get up in the morning, you fix whatever it is that you drink in the morning? Some of you, it might be tea. I'm a coffee drinker.
Yeah.
And then you got to go check the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I start my day. I make my coffee, I get my cup, I go out to the garden, I walk around.
She's
see what's changed.
She's seeing how much things have sprouted up. Well, I mean, nothing's producing except our lettuce and stuff.
Yeah,
but
our greens.
everything else is just now starting to sprout.
Yeah. Also making sure nothing got in the garden.
Yeah.
And what I love,
checking for bugs.
Here's what I love. I love a day where we've had steady rain all day, and then going out the next morning and seeing how much more alive the garden comes. Because I mean, it was like our cabbage,
the cabbage
noticeably grew overnight.
I can't believe the cabbage has almost doubled in size in the last day or two.
The radishes, the runner beans are climbing, and you could almost sit and watch them grow. I mean, they're like kudzu. They grow like crazy. So it's just, I love that. I love a whole day of good steady rain, and then the next day, just boom, the garden just explodes with life.
Yeah, every garden needs a chair. Yeah, I love seafood. I do too.
Kelly said, I stand and look at my stockpile in the mornings. I hear that too. I hear that.
Stop.
Yes, Susan, I agree. That is what we plan on doing, on adding into our Fort Freedom, is adding a seating area.
Oh, yeah.
So that every garden should have a chair.
Yeah, as soon as I built the pallet fence around our garden area, I made sure I had plenty of space in the garden area.
Yes, city girl,
for seating and just, I mean, to make that whole garden area its own little recreational space where we can just enjoy it, just lounge out there.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so y'all tell us, what is your favorite thing to grow? I say tomatoes every year, but really it's hard for me to pick because I love growing everything.
I think one of my favorite things to grow is peppers. Varieties of peppers, jalapenos, banana peppers, sweet peppers, just bell peppers. I mean, and I know that's the squash and the corn and the tomatoes, that's more of the sustaining food that we eat meals with. But for some reason, I really get satisfied when our pepper plants are doing well.
Yeah.
That's kind of a gauge for me. If I see our pepper plants producing well, it means pretty much everything else in the garden is probably doing well also.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So what else? Dawn said peppers.
Peppers, tomatoes, growing catnip to keep flea beetles away in a pot.
Sweet potatoes.
That's something else. I probably won't do sweet potatoes this year, and I'm the only one in my family that eats it.
Green beans, yes, green beans.
Yeah.
Cherokee purples. We've grown those before.
Yes. goodness. I really,
Mint.
we don't use a whole lot of herbs here, but I do enjoy going to our herb garden and just running my hand over them and smelling, you know, picking up the oils and everything. That is so nice.
I think it's awesome to have herbs growing around your area.
Yeah, I really would like to do lavender
even
too.
if some of you just do a small container gardens and having some out there around, you know, right outside your porch.
Okay.
It smells great.
Let me ask, because me and Keisha were talking about this today. Okay, so does orange mint smell like orange?
You mean chocolate mint?
And then I was gonna say, does chocolate mint smell like chocolate? And does strawberry basil smell like strawberry? Because I know I have smelled pineapple sage and it smells like pineapple. So I wondered about that. And I also have another question. Shannon from Nearly Organic Noshing sent me 2 dry beans, which is something else that I'm gonna try to grow this year. She sent me white acre beans. What? Fellow
What
skeptics.
heirloom permaculture?
Yeah, I see that.
I like that comment.
Anyway, they sent me white acre beans and purple hull peas.
Yes, chocolate mint smells like chocolate.
I'm going to have to grow some of that.
Yeah, another person's commenting chocolate
Food
mint does
said-
smell like chocolate.
Food 4 said yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to explore some more of these
Hello
mints.
from Kansas.
Hey, Cliff.
Pathways Homestead.
Um,
Orange mint smells like mint with an
Okay.
aftertaste of
I'm
orange.
making myself like salivate talking about all this. So yeah, all of that just sounds really, really
And that's
cool.
why I said it's great to have a little herb garden and have different mints, you know, just kind of, even if it's small containers around your windows
Yeah.
and you're on your porch or something like that, just the smell.
So how do you use your pineapple sage and your orange mints? Do you make teas with it? Do you have like a favorite recipe that you would have with that? Because I would imagine like pineapple sage. Okay, I'm thinking like pineapple chicken, and sage is good with chicken. So like, I guess you put it in like chicken dishes and that kind of stuff. Everything smells like carrots to a snowman.
That's funny.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, and another question I've got for some of you that like to spruce up your garden area just with, you know, kind of the, just decorate it some. How many of you have like lights, like solar lights? Because we're thinking about putting some solar lights out there, because we don't want to run any wires or cables, but just getting a few, even solar light strips, solar, you know, anything like that. I didn't know if anybody uses them and would recommend a certain kind or not, or just whatever you get, they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah. So getting back to the dried beans, the purple hull
Yeah.
peas, do they taste like black-eyed peas? Because I know Jennifer said to her that they didn't, but for some reason I was thinking that I heard somebody say they taste like black-eyed peas. And then, are any of you familiar with white acre peas? And they look kind of small. Do I have them up here? No, I think they're downstairs. But
Yeah, I thought I saw some up here earlier.
I've got seeds all over this house, y'all. Let me tell
Yeah,
you, I
you
have been
do.
working so much, and I feel bad for Rob and Keisha because they came in and I was like, look, we live hard in our house, and we do.
Yeah, I
Our
had
house
been
is a
gone
mess
and
most of the time.
we were just,
They taste like black-eyed peas to me. Okay.
we
So
have
yeah.
solar light string with Edison bulbs
Oh, I bet that looks
in the
nice.
caterpillar tunnel.
Very cool. I bet that looks really nice. I don't know if I've seen it on your channel, if you've had any videos where it's lit up at night, but I bet that looks really neat.
Yeah.
Speaking of caterpillar tunnels, I finally fixed my cabbage tunnel because I got that insect barrier, and I didn't buy enough hula hoops when I first put it in. And then I got more hula hoops and finally finished it. Now it looks really nice,
Yeah.
and we can really see
And
the
I
cabbage
really
through
like the
there.
look of the Edison bulbs. I think Edison bulbs are just classic. I like them.
Yeah, Cliff said still waiting on the sunflower seeds. I know, they are right here. And I have got to mail these. I have got to mail them. Hopefully it's not too late. I am so sorry. I'm really bad about that, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Did we plant sunflowers?
Yes.
Okay.
They haven't all come up. I'm
Yeah.
probably going to have to replant. But yeah, I just planted them at the end of our rows.
Okay.
Good night, Grandpa's Urban Homestead. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And I saw you tag me or tagged us in something on, was it Instagram? So we'll have to we'll go see what was that was.
I think one thing that we plan on doing in the next few days is you're going to scout out an area to plant the blackberry.
The blackberries. I have an idea
Yeah.
of where I would like to put them, and you gave me the okay as long as
We've got to have
you
enough.
can fit the mower.
Yeah, we've got to have enough space for the mower to go around it and still not get into our neighbor's field.
Yeah, so I'm probably tomorrow, if there's a break in the rain, I'm probably going to go outside and measure. So my idea is I got 2 raspberry canes and 2 blackberry canes from M.I. Gardner. And so I think what I'm going to do is plant them on the back side of Fort Freedom. So the pallet fence can help support the canes. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. Have I ever tried growing passion fruit? No, I have not. But I do have... Isn't that one of the seeds that Aaron gave us?
Yeah. And we used to have the wild, it grew wild all in the field at our, 2 houses back.
Passion fruit?
Yeah, well, it was the passion flower, but it does produce the fruit. Yeah,
Okay.
it grew wild in the field next door to our old house out in Allen.
Let's see. Heirloom Permaculture said, what varieties? The blackberries are the seedless Arapaho blackberries, and the raspberries are Heritage, I think is what they were called.
Yeah, so she has a preferred spot, and then I think you've got a backup area. I would also suggest maybe over here on this side, next to the over on the back side of the garden shed.
Well, the only thing is the canes have to be spaced out 6 or 7 feet apart, because they spread and they fill in. So anyway, but yeah, trying to find a good place to put them. See, good night. Plant lots of root crops that can be stored. Thank you, Freedom Homestead, for the live stream. Sure was fun to be in this village of fine
Thank you so
earthlings.
much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure, Howie. Glad when you can make it to join us. Let's see. I want to try growing blackberries and raspberries in containers. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I was watching one of M.I. Gardner's videos, and he was talking about how blackberries and raspberries spread, and he said he planted 3 canes, and then in 3 years they spread out to 30 canes. So it was like they spread like 10 a year, which is awesome.
That's cool.
And I think basically, what did he say? Or I read somewhere that like 4 canes will feed a family of 4. I don't know if that means, I seriously doubt that means just what fruit off of 1 cane will provide, or just those spreading out over the course of years.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching tonight. I know our hour is coming to a close, if not already.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, my husband cut down a bunch of wild blackberries last year because of all the thorns getting caught on his mower. I had to go stop him from yanking them all out.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I totally despise, is planting anything that's going to put thorns where we have to mow.
Yeah.
And that's why I've never been a fan of rose bushes.
Yeah, we don't
landscaped
need rose bushes
around
here.
the house.
Yeah. Well, 2 of the bushes that are out front are nasty. They don't even produce flowers. They're just thorny bushes, and I'm like, what a waste of space.
So we'll be digging those up.
Yes.
And coming up with another solution.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of gravel.
Big fan of gravel.
Yeah, just put rock, and then we'll set some containers out there, maybe.
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, we like very, very low maintenance landscaping. If we're going to put any effort into vegetation outside of our house, they have to be edible.
Yeah. Or smell good.
Or smell good. Yeah.
Draw in pollinators or something.
Yeah.
So I do need to, I guess we do need to wrap it up.
Yep. Need to wrap it up.
But let's see, somebody says if you don't want them, I would love them. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't think they're talking to us. I think
Not the
they're talking to
bushes we're
somebody
gonna
else.
tear up. How
Brambles.
big are the rose
Yes,
bushes?
I hate them.
Yeah.
Good night, Cecilia.
Yeah. This hour went by very quickly.
Very quickly. I didn't know if I was going to be able to
I thought
stay awake through
you
it.
weren't going to be into it at all. I thought you were going to be all zoned out because you just woke up.
Well, I'm an extrovert. Talking with
Yes.
people.
And we talked, what did we talk about? Some of our favorite things.
Our favorite things.
Some of our favorite things.
Gardening.
So, guys, hope you have a good week. Hope you're able to spend a little bit of time doing some of the things that you love to do. And hope everybody is well.
Aw, thank you, Dawn.
I appreciate that, Dawn.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, we appreciate everybody chatting with us as always.
No, I won't be able. No, I guarantee you, I will be asleep in 30 seconds after hitting the pillow, and it's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, she's got that power.
Yes.
That's one of her magic. That's one of her superpowers.
But it's staying asleep I have a problem with. Yes, last night I didn't sleep very well at all.
Yeah. I
Which
think
is
we
probably
will
why I'm so
tonight.
tired.
It's going to be cooler tonight. It's cooled off a
Yes,
little bit.
and
It
I
was hot
think
in the
that
house last night.
It was, and I think that was part of the problem. And we need a ceiling fan.
We do.
I thought-
we need a ceiling fan in our bedroom so
bad. In the South, we prefer to have ceiling fans in every single room.
Yes.
Every single room.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's another time, and
am getting
that's another project.
Yes.
But
Thank you all so very much for joining us. Until next time, remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared. And we'll see y'all later.
yeah, thank you guys. Good night, everyone. See ya.
See ya.
Boop.